Have you ever snapped back to awareness mid-flight and thought, how did I end up here? Knees jammed, no window to glance through, overhead bins already crammed, and, of all places, your seat is parked beside the restroom. You're not the only one. A few rows up, though, some travelers look almost serene. Legs stretched, bags tucked away, drifting off like seasoned pros. What do they know that you don't? Here's the part airlines rarely say out loud. Your seat can elevate the trip or ruin it. And winning that game is less about paying extra and more about understanding a quiet strategy they'd prefer you never learn. If you've ever been pinned in a seat that won't recline, watched your carry-on vanish to a last-minute gate check, or waited ages to deplane while a stream of passengers slipped by, this guide is your countermove. Stick with me to the end. I'll share a step-by-step seat plan I've refined over 200 plus flights. It's straightforward, repeatable, and it works. Alright, let's get into it. The last row trap secret number 1. The very last row is a built-in downgrade. Glossy seat maps won't tell you this, but those back-of-cabin seats airlines struggle to fill are a bundle of compromises. Be honest, when did you last see a frequent flyer volunteer for the final row? A seat that refuses to recline isn't just annoying on long legs, it locks your posture for hours and can leave you stiff for days after landing. What adds insult is the price parity. You often pay the same as someone 3 rows ahead who can actually lean back. Then there's the foot traffic. Everyone from mid-cabin forward files past to reach the restroom. Noise, odors, elbows, and the occasional door thump. A flight attendant once told me last row passengers get clipped by that door more times than she can count. Smarter compromise. If the back is unavoidable, aim for the aisle in the second to last row. You keep most of the advantages while dodging the worst of the lavatory bustle. The exit row mirage secret number 2. The exit row isn't always the upgrade it's marketed to be. The sales pitch is seductive. Extra legroom, elevated experience. Reality check. You can wind up less comfortable than in regular economy. First, you're paying to take on responsibility. In an emergency, you're effectively part of the crew with real duties and real implications. Second, here's the kicker, underseat storage disappears. Personal item, meds, snacks. All must go overhead, which may be full by the time you board. I learned this the hard way on a Denver run. Paid $45 for legroom, then had to gate check my bag because bin space was gone. Result? An extra hour at baggage claim and a nearly missed connection. There's also the thermal factor. Exit doors aren't insulated like cabin walls. At cruise altitude, you're beside a thin barrier to air that's far below freezing, often well under minus 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Without layers, a premium seat becomes a long, chilly lesson. Bulkhead, pros and trade-offs. Secret number 3, bulkhead seats cut both ways. On paper, they're dreamy. No recliner invading your space, room to stretch, a clean view. In practice, airlines quietly trim the perks while keeping the premium label. Your tray table folds from the armrest, shrinking the workspace and making meals or laptop time awkward. TV dinner ergonomics. Those armrests are fixed, subtly narrowing the seat. Many layouts tuck the screen into the armrest, locking it at an angle that can tweak your neck beyond a short hop. And like the exit row, no underseat storage. Almost everything must live overhead. When it's worth it, if you travel light and prize legroom over convenience, bulkhead can still deliver. Just be clear about what you're giving up. The middle seat, reconsidered secret number 4. The middle seat is misery, except when strategy says otherwise. The familiar pain points are obvious. 2 neighbors, contested armrests, every aisle trip requires negotiation. Less obvious is airflow. Middle seats often sit in the worst circulation, which can increase exposure to whatever's moving through the cabin. There is a narrow scenario where choosing the middle is the smartest play, but we'll connect those dots a bit later. The Wilma boarding squeeze secret number 5, Wilma, window middle aisle, quietly penalizes aisle loyalists. It sounds efficient, but if you rely on early boarding to secure bin space, Wilma flips the script, aisle boards last. By the time you step on board, overheads are stuffed and you're staring at a gate check for a bag you've carried on for years, while being nudged toward paid upgrades. Clean fix. Book a window or middle to board earlier, stow your bag, then, once seated, Politely offer a swap to someone in the aisle. Many travelers will happily trade for a view, and you keep the aisle access with bin space already secured. The hidden sweet spot. Front versus. Back secret number 6. There's a quiet zone that mimics premium at economy prices. Airlines love the first class or nothing story, but on most narrow-body jets, rows 6 to 9 hit the ideal band. You're close enough to the front for faster boarding groups and quick deplaning, yet just far enough from row 1 to avoid the kid cluster that often forms up front. The ride also settles here. Positioned over, or just aft of the wing near the aircraft's center of gravity, you'll feel less chop, less motion, better rest. One caution, give rows 10 to 15 a wide berth if possible. That's where mismatched parties, last-minute bookers, and non-selecting passengers tend to land. Prime territory for noise, seat shuffles, and general churn. That stretch of rows is where seat assignments tend to unravel. Split-up companions, last-minute reservations, and travelers who skipped paid selection. It's also where the chatter, swapping, and mid-flight musical chairs usually peak. The quiet champion seat secret number 7, the most overlooked winner. After combing through more seat maps and cabin layouts than I care to admit, one configuration repeatedly rises to the top. The single aisle seat in the center block on a wide body. It's a rare balance of freedom and calm. You keep the agility of an aisle, easy in, easy out, without popping up every 30 minutes for a window mate who needs the restroom. Located mid-cabin, you're parked in a service sweet spot. Meals and refills reach you predictably, and you generally feel less turbulence than folks up front or way in the back. Here's the twist. On flights using Wilma boarding, window middle aisle, you're technically classified as aisle. Yet you dodge many of the bin space headaches that aisle seekers suffer on single-aisle jets. 2 aisles and more distributed bins mean less of that last-to-board panic. How to secure it. Set a timer for exactly 24 hours before departure, right when online check-in unlocks. Keep your confirmation code at hand, refresh on the dot, and claim that center block aisle the instant it appears. Tools that see through the marketing secret number 8. Use Seat Guru to cut the gloss. Airline seat maps tend to nudge you toward preferred spots that hide real-world annoyances, galley clatter, lavatory queues, misaligned windows, or limited recline. Seat Guru acts as an X-ray. Enter your flight number and aircraft type to get color-coded flags for noise zones, tight pitches, odd window placements, and partial recline seats. This single step has saved me from dude rows more times than I can count. Pro move, screenshot the seat map at booking. If the airline later swaps aircraft, it happens, that image becomes your receipt to negotiate a seat that's genuinely comparable, not just somewhere near. Check-in timing that actually matters. Secret number 9, the first minute wins. Most people check in sometime within the 24-hour window. Pros arrive at the opening bell. That's when airlines release the best of what's left, and it vanishes fast. Stack 2 alarms. Pre-save your PNR in notes or autofill. Be ready to tap through immediately. I've watched travelers jump from middle seats to prime aisles simply by being first in the digital queue. Loyalty Edge. Even if you rarely fly a given carrier, enroll in the frequent flyer program. Many airlines quietly prioritize members during seat assignment at check-in, which can unlock better options for free. When paying up is the smart play secret number 10. Tiny upgrades that pay for themselves. Sometimes spending a little prevents paying a lot, in time, comfort, and recovery. On 4-hour-plus sectors, investing $25 to $50 in premium economy or a preferred seat can save you days of stiffness and lousy sleep. Timing is everything. Upgrade prices often soften in the 24 hours pre-departure as airlines try to top up pricier sections. Sweet spot. Check once at purchase, then again right at the 24-hour mark. It's common to see 30 to 50% markdowns on specific seats offered quietly to fill the cabin mix. The seat strategy distilled. After hundreds of flights testing and refining this playbook, here's the streamlined plan. Research first. Look up your exact aircraft on Seat Guru before you buy. Target smartly. On wide bodies, aim for the center block aisle. On narrow bodies, hunt rows 6 to 9, aisle. Own the clock. Set a 24-hour check-in alert and act in the first minute. Stay agile, Drew a dud? Monitor for last-minute upgrade dips. Boarding/bin tactic. Use the bin first swap approach referenced above. Board earlier with a window/middle, stow your bag, then politely trade into the aisle. 5 deliberate minutes can turn a slog into a smooth ride. Airlines expect you to accept whatever the algorithm spits out. Now you've got the counterplay. If this cleared some turbulence for you, share your best or worst seat story. I read them all and keep improving this guide with your real-world wins. And if you're optimizing every trip, don't miss our deep dive on senior travel perks that can shave real money off your next journey. Thanks for flying along with the hidden world of flights. Safe travels.